Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Kari. This is Kari Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode number 49. Are you excited? Because I am. I'm so excited to be back. It's been a hot minute, and I'm sorry. But if you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back and checking me out. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel has cross-stitching and quilting and needlepoint and knitting and fiber arts. Oh my! Yes, I am animated, I am fun, I am here for it all the time. If it is fabric or color or fun, let's talk about it, okay? So it's been a hot minute. Like I said, I'm not going to deep dive into why. I'm going to give you a little bit. So of course, if you have been here for a while, you know that I did 12 days of Stitchmas, which meant a video every day during December 1 through 12. Lots of fun, lots of overwhelming. I shared new small businesses in the world of stitching, cross stitch, needlepoint, knitting, all the things. Hopefully you found somebody that you loved and checked out, somebody new, you having fun. I had so much fun doing it. I always do. I also showed you guys a new Tiger Lily finish every day during Stitchmas. But with that, I decided to give myself a little bit of a break at the end of December as a mom of 2 college students. I will take any minute they will give me when they come back from winter break. So Noah and Lily came back from winter break and we enjoyed lots of fun winter time. So I took a little bit of social media break for me from YouTube, Instagram, all the things. I did check it out a little bit every once in a while, but I just wasn't here. I wanted to be here with my kids. Noah's gone back to school already because let's just face it, Clemson's way more fun than home with mom. And Lily's here for about 10 more days before her classes start back up. So I get a little bit more time with her. We'll see what we're going to do today. But today I wanted to dive right back into the normal floss tube. I've got my handy dandy list so I don't forget of what we're going to talk about today. Today we are going to talk about my WIPS. I've got a new year, new start. I have a Christmas start. I have some stitchy kindness to share with you, some 2023 plans that I'm going to little debrief you on. We're going to talk about my birthday, Sal, because welcome, it's January. And I'm one of those people that thinks your birthday is an entire month extravaganza. Now, I don't eat cake every day, although maybe I should. Really, let's be honest. Maybe January 2023 is the day of cake for breakfast every day. Well, I'm already 6 days in. Starting tomorrow. We shall see. But I love my birthday. Love it. And so I'm excited to have my new birthday start. I do not have it figured out. We'll talk about that later. Sometime my birthday start, I'm going to give you a little spoiler, a little sneak peek of the WIP parade that is coming. And then there'll be a Tiger Lily shop update regarding the spoiler keeper club details at the end of the video. So let's just dive right into the fun, because that's why you're here. So new year, new start. I am going to just dive right into the stitching because that's why we're here, really, shall we? So first, let's talk about the 12 by 12s. Love it. Did not do it. Could not get my act together. It's not that I couldn't get my act together. There was just 7,000 other things going on in my life, and so I didn't plan early enough. If I want to do the 12 by 12, maybe I should start planning now. We'll see. But I love the idea. I love, and to be honest with you, I had plans, so I couldn't sit down and devote a new start every hour of the day, like on that day. But I did pop in when I could and watch Kia and Steph and Pam, and then also Bridget and Megan. They did a little live on Instagram, and it was just so much fun. And Chantel did the 12 by, and Jessica, lots of my friends on Stitchy Land World Flosstube, Instagram, all the places. It was so fun seeing all of their new starts. Some of them were team new start. Some of them were team WIP. I was team watch everybody have all the fun. Yay. So that was so much fun. We'll see if I dig into it next year. Did you see Chantel's little WIP sticks? I'm kind of geeking out on them. I love the idea of a stick, which is a tactile thing versus like spinning the wheel of undecisiveness. What should I stitch on? Answers. So I might be making myself some sticks. Kind of dig on it. I will link her down below if you need to go check out that video if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Because they are pretty fantastically fabulous. Okay, so, but I did have a new year, new starts. And so new year, new start. I don't know why I hype it up so big. Last year, my new year, new start is maybe 10% done. I don't know. You know, you go gung ho, and I feel like it needs to be this big elaborate thing. And so I was going through some of my charts that I have in stash that are not kitted up and thinking about, like, is this speaking to me? Does this want to be? I don't know why I think that the New Year, New Start has to be this big extravagant thing. It doesn't, but mine is. Thankfully, not because I planned it, because the magical people of Karen and Brendan of Fox and Rabbit are just wizards. Wizards in the world of all the things. And so, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So, they live in Australia, Fox and Rabbit. I love them. Love all the things. I think I have like 3 WIPs of theirs, plus my Mary is on the wall. Anywho. So, total fan, uber fan of everything that they do. And I still hadn't decided what my New Year, New Start was. So, it's going to be one of those, you know, game time decisions. Not my best decision, but it worked out. So woke up on December 31st, getting ready to watch all the fun of 12 by 12, knowing I wasn't going to do it. But what did I see? I saw the Fox and Rabbit release part 1 of the 2023 Mystery Stitch Along. So it has the place. A 1-year stitch along deserves a project keeper, and my patchwork one to boot. So here it is, and I will walk you through what all is in my keeper here. But let's just look at the pattern first in case you're like, what is that? So Fox and Rabbit, the 2023 Mystery Sampler, part 1, and it's called Royal Gardens. So pretty. So I saw that on Instagram or Facebook. I don't know. I follow them both places, so I probably saw them in both places. But once I saw that, I knew that, well, no need to think anymore what my New Year, New Start's going to be. So thankfully it came out on the 31st because that's the first year, day 1 in Australia, time zone, things like that worked out perfect. So on January 1st, I could start this. So what I did is I print out the last page of part 1. I print out the whole thing. I'm not going to show you the chart because it was a freebie chart, but you go on their thing and you download it. So, kitted it up. December 31st, I'm kitting up my New Year, New Start. Let's kit it up. So, they give you all the options of what you need in centimeters, metric, and imperial inches. More my jam. Gives you with the 3-inch allowance. I did a 2-inch allowance. I framed myself so I don't need 3 inches. And I did do the math. It's 3 inches on the top and the bottom. So it wasn't just like 3 inches total. It was a full 3-inch diameter all around. So I gave myself a 2-inch diameter. So I only needed a 23 by 24. Now, I'm an Aida girl. Welcome. I stitch everything on Aida. And so I do have quite a stash, most of it, lots of it, from all the different hand dyers. I love all the different options that hand dyers are now doing for Aida. Thank you very much. But I am quite a collector of LFA Linens. My friend Sue, Knit24, Floss Toss. That's where I get it from Rachel at Treehouse Fiber Arts. That's all the things. I will link them down below. I am a uber fan of them as well. And so I knew that I wanted this one to be on a higher count Aida. So I do have less of a collection of the 18 and 20 count, but I did go to my collection and thank goodness I had a full yard, because why wouldn't you, of Dunes at Dusk. So here is my project information card. And so it's showing you the 2023 Royal Gardens Mystery Sal from Fox and Rabbit. I'm stitching it on 18 count Dunes at Dusk from LFA Linens. It is 334 by 360. I started on January 1. That's my fabric, 23 by 24, because I'm doing 18 count, and that's the math for a 2-inch margin. And so the floss I'm using for part 1. So it's still TBD on whether I'm going to change my floss or use this floss for the entire project. We will wait and see once the next part comes out. Part 1, I am using a Mose silk named Rosie. So like I said, I'm going to walk you through everything in my keeper. So this is, I went to my thread wall. So I'm cutting this up right day before. So it's use your stash for sure. So I went and I had I have a couple hanks, let's be honest, of Mose silk in the shades of pink. So I went to the one that spoke to me the most, and this was beautiful. I put all my hanks on playing card floss drops I make myself. It's one of those things where you have a deck of cards, you lost one card, don't throw it away. It's a perfect laminated, perfect floss drop. floss card. And so I make myself these, and you can see I just tape her little tag that I bought. So Mose is a hand dyer, silk dyer, lives in Florida. You buy it from a Facebook group. I will link her down below. Tell her Tiger Lily sent you. I collect her floss. It's gorgeous. So this is a silk hank. It was 100 yards, and it's in this variegated hot pink. And I knew this is what I wanted it to stitch in. And I put it on this sweet little charm that my friend Sarah gifted me for this holiday. She gifted me some other ones I'll show you during Stitchy Kindness, but it's got my monogram on it, so I love it so much, and it's pink, so perfect. So let me just show you the stitch so far, shall we? And then I'll come and show you what that box was in the bag. So I started this, like I said, on January 1. Stitched on it a couple days because it's so fun. But like, let's just sit here and drool on this fabric for a minute, shall we? Gorgeous. 18 count Dunes at Dusk. Love it. And I am loving the variegated pink floss from Mose. So you can see, hold on, let me see. This is going to be a big part. I am one flower and not even down to the urn yet. I think I'm almost down to the urn. But woo-wee! This has got some heavy stitching January. Thanks, Vernon and Karen. Starting off heavy, huh? Do we get a light month? I don't know. We'll see. I've never actually done one of their mystery stitch alongs. Like I said, I stitch a lot of their projects, mostly the big girl samplers. I have a couple of them. And Miss Felicia is a whip. And then, of course, Mary, Hannah, all the girls. All the girls. But I have never done one of their mystery stitch alongs. I love them. Downloaded them. They're in my To Be Stitched One Day in My Life. They're so generous that they do these things. I can't imagine the time and effort and work that goes into designing these beautiful, beautiful samplers, and they give them away. What? I mean, I'm so thankful. So thankful. And I'm so excited. So I am stitching, like I said, I'm using the floss. And I will decide, you know, obviously I'm not going to do the, well, I could do the border, but I'll probably just wait. Part 2 will be somewhere and decide whether I'm going to just use that full hank. So they do tell you, because you do need a lot of floss. If you're doing 18 count, you know, 9 skeins, if you're using 1. So I should be fine with my 100 yard hank if I do choose to use the same color the whole time. And pink is my jam, and I'm so excited. I have to find a wall here in my studio that it's going to hang. Let me show you lastly what is in my project keeper for this project. Super excited. This is something that I figured out on my cruise when I was stitching, so I wouldn't lose a needle in the airplane. Let's just be honest. And I kind of love this idea so much for a one color stitch, one color big girl stitch or big person stitch. So 18 count, 1 strand. Right? I'm using 1 strand of silk floss on this. Well, it comes 6-stranded as floss does, and managing all the things. And so what I decided, so I took 1 package of Peacemaker's 28 needles, which is my needle of choice right now, because I haven't found a new favorite, so it's working, for 18 count. So it come in a 6 needle package. And so what I did is I made myself, this is, I know it's a Christmas box because it's the only one I could find. It's one of those tin boxes, and I E6000 glued 4 magnets to the bottom. Okay, because on the inside, I put my 6 loaded needles. Now, they're not all loaded. You can see there's some, like that one I already stitched. So when I pull a strand off of, and I also don't manhandle the whole hank of silks all the time. I put a small sampling on my project tracker card, so I'm only handling this for a little bit, and then so I don't because sometimes when you handle silk, it gets a little fuzzy and wonky, and so you don't want to handle it all the time. That's why people don't put it on drops. You put it in those Flossaway bags. Those are not my jam, so I decided to do this instead. So what I do is I pull off 1 strand, 6 strand, right? 1 strand of floss is also 6 strands. And then I will load all 6 needles with the 6 strands, put them in the box, nothing comes out, and then I'll stitch as I go. When I finish stitching with all 6, then I pull it and do it again. So I'm only actually loading the needles and all that comes with loading needles once every 6 needle stitches, which I kind of love so much. So I love this concept for a one color big girl stitch, as well as trying to manage the touchy feelies of the silks. So that is my new year, new start. I'm super excited. I have a lot of catching up to do if I'm going to stay caught up. I don't want to get uncaught up before the month even starts. So that is my new year, new start mystery stitch along. So the next WIP we're going to look at is a SAL from July. It is my sweet friend Sarah's birthday SAL, Miss Lucy Calcut, 1826. I'm stitching this on 18 count covered bridge, LFA linen. It's another big girl. So let me show you the chart right here. It is Miss Lucy Calcut, 1826, just stitching along. I love this book. Full color chart. Love it so much. There's two Miss Lucy's. I don't remember if this is the big one or the small one. I'm thinking big because this measures 281 by 380. So that is a big girl, but I pulled her out. We started her in July for Sarah's birthday. She is going to take a while because she's big, and that's okay. Slow and steady, but I wanted to give her some love. So here she is. I wish I had a before picture to tell you where I was before, but let me tell you what I've been working on the last couple of weeks. So I did do a little bit of grass stitching. So down at the bottom, underneath the reindeer, I kind of do 1 or 2 strands of floss. I'm using the called for DMCs. I did not do a color conversion. Called for DMCs, 1 strand of floss, because this is 18 count over 1 on Ada. So I did work on that, worked on a little bit of that. I'm calling it the martini tree. That's not what it is, but it used to look like a martini glass before I put the top on it. And then I went ahead and I moved up all of this fruit bowl. That is totally new. I didn't have any of that done last time I showed it to you. The reason I went up and over is because you can see there's a lot of mirror images for this thing. So went straight up. These are those lollipop martini trees. See, if you take the top off, it looks like a martini glass. But what I'm going to do is I went up, did the thing, and I'm going to start doing the border, because the border, it's going to get me. It's not going to get me. It's just going to be tedious. And I do want to just like I'm doing with this grass and the fill-in and all the things, just do a little bit and then go do something fun. Do a little bit and do something fun. That's how I like to stitch these big girls. So I did pull her out and work on her. I don't know how much longer she'll be staying out. We'll review that a little bit when we get into the 2023 plans. But that is something that got a little bit of love since I saw you last. So I wanted to show that to you. Let me put this away, because otherwise the table will be a hot mess. So let's see what I've got. And then last but not least, some more stitching. This is Christmas. So this was my Christmas new day, new start, new Christmas day start, whatever you call it. So I showed you this during Stitchmas, did all the things. My Prairie Schooler Santas, you love it? I love it. This is one that I did an Aurifil 12-weight conversion. Whoops. 12-weight conversion on, and so I put all my 12-weight spools in this cute little zipper pouch, and they're all in here. And so I did and finished, started, finished, stitched, showed you the finished ornament. It is not in here anymore, but I did number 4, if you remember. I've shown you number 4. It's on my Instagram if you want to go see it. It's all stitched up, It was on the tree, did the things. And I had Lily choose which one she wanted between my 12 days of Christmas ornament situations. So what I decided is she wanted the Santas. And because I'm loving this coverage with the 12-weight Aurifil floss on this, what is it? It is on 16 count white chocolate from Witchell. And so I decided to go ahead and not just start one. This guy's almost done. He's to the point where I just need to fill in all the red, and then number 5 is done. So because I was ready, I could still focus. It wasn't like fill-in time. I saved that for later, and I went ahead and I moved on to number 6. And so I'm getting him also to some fill-in time. So these were my Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, do the things. And so like, this is ready for some fill-in. That's ready for some fill-in. And then I went ahead and I started number 7. Same thing. I'm just getting these guys to the point because they're there's a lot of fill-in on them. And I think these are going to be a great travel projects, I'm setting myself up, set yourself up for success. So that way I can just grab and go these little tiny things, these little tiny stitches, and just fill in. No need to reference, no need to think. You don't need to do anything. You can do it in the car, 15 minutes. You got one strand of floss, get her done. 12 weight makes it super easy. It comes off the spool. You don't have to worry about separating the strands and all the things that come with that. So it's the perfect like travel project. And so I'm setting them up for fill-in stitching. We will see. We'll talk about my plans in a little bit, but we're just going to see how that goes. I'm super excited about it. So that was my Christmas stitching and doing and things. And I'm popping that in the Christmas bag. I do have all the fabric for all 12 days, and we'll just see how it goes. So that was the stitching that I've done this week. Now I did do some knitting, but we're going to talk about knitting at the end in case you're just a stitcher for Flosstube and you don't want to like be part of the knitting thing. So let me pull out my list to see where we are. Okay, so we did the Christmas start, all the WIPS, all the things. Okay, I just wanted to tell you that yay, it's the first time this happened so quickly. The Stitchmas prize winners contacted me within a couple days of me releasing that announcement winner video. So all the winners contacted me. All the prizes have gone out into the world, and I think most of them have been received because they went out pretty early. So everything went on. So Stitchmas was a great success. I hope you enjoyed it. I received so much positive feedback from the companies that you guys give them so much love. Thank you so much. I love sharing new small businesses with you. So let's dig into stitching kindness. Now I did show you one thing, my friend Sarah. And so Sarah is someone that I met here in the world of Flosstube and Instagram and things like that. And we just have become instant stitchy friends. And so she sent me this sweetest little package. I have to show you. Is that not the cutest? I was blown away when I opened this. I was like, you are kidding me. I cannot believe you stitched me this cardinal. You finished me this cardinal. She's got her cute little personalized tag on the back and she finished it and it's all ready to go on my tree. And then not just one, because I love me some cardinals in case you didn't know. She stitched me a second ornament and she put P heart K because it's our first Christmas together living in the same house. I love this. Was so special, so special. So not only did she stitch me 2 ornaments, okay, blown away, too much already. She made me this cute, I can't wait to put this on a project bag zipper pull. So sweet. The same thing. I mean, I could put it on my scissors, but I think I'm going to put it on another project bag zipper pull because I love it so much. Sweet little stuffed finish, and she finished them. And I mean, how spoiled am I? She made me 4, and I'm dropping one, of these ring bling thread drop keeps. Now, one of them I showed you was from the Fox and Rabbit Sal. It has my monogram on it. And this one she made, that is my mom's artwork that I feature in a note card, my thank you cards from Tiger Lily. Love that so much. And then a cardinal, because she knows that cardinals are like my jam. And then last but not least, this was a picture of the rose. This is Mary Morgan's. This was my birthday start from last year. And we styled it together and we both finished it. Yay for us, crushing it. And so it was just such a sweet package to receive in the mail. Thank you so much, Sarah. So then I want to share a couple other stitchy kindnesses with you because it was just so sweet for these people to think of me. So my sweet friend, her name is Teresa. Teresa sent me commissioned to have a package sent to me as a thank you. She wrote me this sweet card thanking me for a wonderful year of Flosstube. I mean, how sweet is this? Okay, so Teresa talked to a small business company up in Etsy. It's called Stitch Toolbox. So sweet. And she had them send me this sweet package. It was a mystery box from 2021. Look at that sweet thing. And there was a needle minder and these project floss drops. So sweet. Thank you so much, Teresa. I cannot believe that you just sent me this gift. So sweet. And then one of my knitting friends, I had 2 knitting friends send me good things as well. I'm so spoiled. Melissa, and her Etsy shop is Witchy Arts. And so I am going to go ahead. Let me just take one of them out of the package. She sent me 2. And I'm so excited. I'm kind of geeking out on grabbing all the knitting tools. But here is her card. Let me move it over. So if you wanted to screenshot that, you could. So the name of her company, like I said, is Witchy Arts. On Facebook, she knits and crochets and stitch markers. And it's 2 sets of Christmas themed markers. One with the lobster claw clasps and one with just the one that you put on your needle when you're like stitch marker counting. So sweet. I can't wait to add these to my stitch marker collection. I feel like stitch markers are very much like needle minders, except that with a needle minder, you only need 1 per project. With a stitch marker, you could need like 5, 6, 10 per project, depending on like if you're counting sleeves and all the things, depending on what you have to mark and do the things, like you kind of need more of them. So I'm here for it. I love all the accoutrement. And then last but not least, my sweet friend across the pond. We had a pickle of a time getting this here from there. The postage is not our friends, but my sweet friend Suzanne said, I'm a hand dyer over here in the UK. Can I send you some yarn? Yes. I would love for you to send me some yarn. I can't wait to see it. So I didn't wait to open it with you guys because like I said, it just arrived this week. She was hoping it would be here for Stitchmas. It missed it, but I can't wait to, oh my goodness. So not only is it, okay, so she told me, she said her yarn is sparkly and I was so intrigued by it. Oh my God. And I was just talking about stitch markers or my jam. Look at this. She sent me a collection of so many doodads. Project bag charms. So go check out her shop. It is Green Lambkin yarn. And here is all the information. The Etsy, the Instagram, all the things. And so she's got cute little stitch markers. Oh my goodness, my collection is growing. And then 2 sweet also for the stitchers in your life. These project bag charms are so sweet and they have bells. Gotta love that. Yay, those are adorable. Now, what is fascinating, she told me her yarn is sparkly. I was like, sparkly. Reminds me of Kreinik. Kreinik isn't my favorite to stitch with, but this is not like Kreinik at all. This is yummy. This is hand-dyed yarns and knitting accessories crafted in the heart of Derbyshire. Love that. This is her sparkle sock holy crown. Can you see the sparkle? Oh, I think you can. So it's not like Kreinik. You can't even feel it. It is 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. 100 grams is 400 meters, and that's super washed. Look at that yummy color. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. Oh, this looks, she called this Mrs. Santa. I'm kind of getting Valentine's vibes now. Well, I mean, it could be Mrs. Santa. It does have a little brown on it, little pop of brown. But without the brown, it screams Valentine's socks to me. So this is another sparkle sock. Love this. All is bright. Look at that yummy purple to blue to green and back again. Oh my goodness. These sparkle based socks. I was telling Patrick that I might have to get one of those sock cranking machines. I don't know if I have the patience to knit socks with like the magic loop or the double points or all the things. But watching someone spin one of those sock cranking machines and then putting in an afterthought heel and cuff and toe things. Rachel, am I talking about what I'm talking about? I don't know. But I'm loving sparkle. I'm loving sock yarn so much. I don't know. We'll have to see. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I can't wait to add that to my collection and bring it out one day soon, hopefully. Maybe I'll treat myself to a sock machine for my birthday. That might be a little extravagant. We'll just have to see. All right, so that is my Stitchy kindness, friends. Thank you so much. Oh, last but not least, I did receive some wonderful Christmas cards. I love receiving Christmas cards from my friends, and I will, because I love them and I just feel it's so much fun. But then also, like I've told you before, I will cut the covers off. I'll keep them, don't worry. And then I'll punch holes in them and I'll use them as like floss card things next year when I'm doing Christmas. And so I'm super excited about repurposing these Christmas cards that have come from my friends. So love that. So if you have Christmas cards and you haven't recycled them in a different way, think about punching some holes and using them as floss cards. How exciting. Okay. Stitchy kindness, WIPS, check all the things. Let's talk about my birthday style for just a hot minute. Really, the reality is I don't have much to say, is I'm going to have a birthday style. It's going to be amazing. I don't know what it is yet. My birthday is the end of the month. So January 31st. So like I said, we've got a little bit of time, about 3 weeks, 3 weeks plus. Now this is something I had picked up when I was stitching Miss Mary Morgan's. And because it spoke to me immediately, and you'll see why in a minute. And I thought this was going to be the next Mary. This was going to be the next one. And it may still be. Have you seen it? I've showed it to you. I showed it to you in the hall when I went and bought it. One impulse day, I went to In Stitches, my local LNS shop, and can you see the correlation as to how this got jumped into my cart? Yes, this beautiful rose wanted to play on the rose wall. But maybe. The moral of the story is maybe. She is definitely a contender for the birthday start. And I will start her one day for sure. She's 32 colors. No joke. It's charted in 2 different silks, so Vert Soie and Soie de Jais, 103s and DMC. I would more than likely do the DMC because that's cost prohibitive to buy 32 silk flosses. And many of them you need multiple skeins because do you see how much green there is? There's a lot. And so I've seen this now. I don't know. It's one of those things like when you buy a new car and then you all of a sudden see that car everywhere, but you never saw it before. It's kind of like that. Right now, I'm noodling starting Jane Hopkins, and now I'm seeing her everywhere. Sue from Knits 24 she pulled up her WIP. I didn't even know she did it. I don't know when she started it. I've been watching her forever. How did I miss it? And then Emily C. showed that she's starting, it was either her Christmas start or her New Year's start. It was a coming up soon start. And I think it was a Sal with some friends who was like, how am I missing this? So I might just start her otherwise. I might start her on my birthday. I haven't decided. What I'm thinking is I might go and treat myself to a trip one more time to In Stitches to just oogle and ogle on all the samplers on the walls. I want a funky sampler. That is my thing, is Miss Mary is super funky and bright and funky. Those are the 2 qualifiers, and big, really. And so I know Scarlet Letter has some really funky things, and I'm pretty sure that they have some stitched samples at my LNS. And so I think I'm gonna have to just check it out one more time, maybe today, maybe next week. It all depends on all the things I have to do on my to-do list. But then I'm gonna nail down what the birthday start is so I can kit it up, tell you guys you can kit it up, and we can all start. It's gonna be so great, 2023, yay. Birthday style. Okay, I do want to give you just a little bit of a spoiler because it's fun of what is coming, what I will be filming. All just depends because, to be honest with you, the audio visual have you seen a little cutting and dicing here today? Because I have some techie gremlins invading my space right now, but hopefully we're going to work through it. So we'll see if this happens today or tomorrow or sometime in the next couple of days. But the moral of the story is I've been prepping because I'm a spreadsheet junkie. I've been prepping for my WIP parade. So exciting. I can't wait to show it to you. Let me give you a little bit of stats so you can get excited. So 2022, I started the year with 22 WIPs. I had 7 finishes from those 22, and I had 9 abandons. Yes. I will be showing you the abandons. I'm pretty sure I did not abandon them already. I think I put them in when I was spreadsheeting and organizing and going all things. I was going to show you what didn't make the cut. So during 2022, I had 48 new starts. 27 of those got finished. yay. 22 are fully finished. So then the rest are going to be new starts for 2023. So in 2023, I am starting the year with 27 WIPs. And then of course my first one was the Fox and Rabbit Mystery South. So like I said, lots of WIPs, lots of fun. Stitches from 2020, 2021, 2022, lots of things. I'm going to try, like I said, to organize this, to share all the good things. I love a good WIP parade. I could watch WIP parades for like months on end. It's my crack while I'm sewing, while I'm working on project capers and things. I like to just watch all the WIP parades because that's how I learn all these things. You pop up and you're like, oh, you're doing that too? Oh, maybe I need to add that. And I always have a pencil next to me and I write down, like, my wish list always expands exponentially during this WIP parade season, but I'm okay for it. And so I love that. And I'm so excited. So I will be doing a WIP parade sometime soon to kind of recap. I show you guys all my project bags. Also love seeing everyone's project bags and needle minders and all the things. Yum. Like I said, love a good WIP parade. All right, friends. So that's my WIP parade. Let's talk about my 2023 plans real quick. Like I showed you, I teased in the beginning, I have a cute little binder because I make lists and there's tabs and all the lists. But let's go to the plans tab now, shall we? The plans tab. First, plan number 1. Plans are not, they're written in pencil, people. They're written in pencil. And I'm okay with it. No Sharpies here. I do love a good Sharpie, but no Sharpies here. Everything's written in pencil. So this is fluid. This is movement. But, you know, you got to make a plan to get a plan, do a plan. Plans can change, and I'm okay. I just want to show y'all, give you a little sneak peek, maybe get yourself motivated to make your own list, make your own plan, make your own goal. That's really what it is. It's just a guideline. It's just a suggestion written in pencil. So the first page of my plans tab for 2023 has to do with ornaments. Now, I had so much fun. My favorite thing, I have a goal. Goal number 1 is to have a stitching only tree next year. So what's that mean? That means I have to have a lot of ornaments to put on said tree. I want to have, right now at my house, I do 2 trees. My big family tree, and then of course my Clemson tree, which you saw every day during Flosstube of 2021. So next year, I want to have a stitch tree. So every ornament on that tree will be stitched. Now, I haven't counted. I should have counted before I put them away for the season. Christmas is all done and go to put away. That's what happens when you put Christmas up on November 3rd or something. Christmas goes down before the new year starts. That's the rule. Before the bell rings, the ball drops, all the things, Christmas is put away. It's sad. We were sad. Dining room's kind of empty, but we're going to be okay with it. So I don't remember how many ornaments I had, but certainly not enough. So the moral of the story is I made a goal for ornaments. Goal number 1, let's talk about it. So 12 Days of Christmas, I am doing 2 different series that have to do with 12 Days of Christmas. One is the Vivster series, and I have finished days 1 through 4. Completely, fully finished on the board on the tree this year. So that leaves 5 through 12, which is 8 pieces. Some of them are started. I do like the borders first. I know I've started the ring with number 5, they're all in different stages. Some of them haven't even opened the file. The other one I'm doing is the 12 Days of Christmas Prairie Schooler Santas. Now I showed you guys that, and I have finished day 4. Done, finished, stitched on the tree. And I started 5, 6, and 7 during December of 22. So that leaves, well, it has 11 because when I wrote this list, I hadn't started 5, 6, or 7. So just go with that. And then I'm giving myself the option, because I love a good ornament, of 11 more ornaments. So my goal is 30 ornaments for 2023. Fully finished, all the things. So 8 Vivsters, 11 Santas, and 11 miscellaneous, just whatever I decide. Now, where will the miscellaneous come from, you ask? Well, they can come from all kinds of things. Now, I'm not doing WIPCO. I love a good WIPCO board. I could not get on board with WIPCO this year. Maybe next year. Again, all the things. But what I decided, let's turn the page, shall we? So hold on. I skipped a page. Excuse me. So my other stitch plans. So let's deviate. So we go to the 11 ornaments. What other things do I have to do in 2023? Well, I had a new year, new start check, check. That's number one. That's always going to be a big girl. And we know she is. My birthday start, I always give myself a big girl birthday start. So there's that one. And I loved, so much fun, March Madness. Can we talk about it? I love it. It's in March. I got time. I'm going to start planning because, so March Madness, if you don't know, go back and watch lots of people do it. But I do the variety where there's 8 new starts and they go against each other. It's one of those, basketball charty things. I know it's a little early. It's only January, but we're going to talk about it. So 8 new starts. 1, 2, and they get paired up against each other. 2, 4, so they get paired up. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then they move on the bracket and something finishes. And I think my Barbara Anna reindeer was the one that won. But then I ended up finishing a couple of the other ones. So, because what I always do during March Madness is I do small. So what I've already decided, look at me, planning. I've already decided March Madness is going to be part of my, now I speak up this magazine all the time. Love it. Get it? It goes into one of my magazine file folders and I love it and I do all the things. And as you can see, one of them's still in the plastic. I'm not the best at actually stitching from them. I look at it like I do stitch. I think I stitched one. I stitched a Hello from Liz Matthews Boo from the fall one, like immediately. And I love so many of them, but I am not the best at actually like kitting up and doing the projects from those magazines. And so this is my way of doing it. March Madness, there's 8 new starts. With this magazine from 2022, I've got all 4 magazines from the 4 seasons, right? I'm going to pick 2 smalls, so smalls that are going to ideally be ornaments, but if they're not ornaments, it's okay. It can just be a small finish of some sort. It has to be small because I want to finish it that month. So 2 smalls from each magazine is my March Madness. Super excited about it. And then they'll go against each other and we'll see. That's as far as I've got. I've got my 4 magazines, step 1. Step 2 is going to be picking 2 smalls from each magazine. And sometimes if there aren't 2 smalls, I can turn a big one into a small one. Like for example, this, I don't think I want to stitch this with the house and all the things, but maybe just that Santa, he's adorable. Wouldn't he be a cute little ornament? That might be a small. So I can adapt. It doesn't all, because they're not, sometimes the magazines don't have a whole lot of smalls to choose from, but look at some of the bigger ones and be like, what can I extrapolate from that large one and turn into a small? So that is my plan for March Madness is 4 magazines, 2 from each one. They're going to go each other. I've got some time, but that's March 2023 plans. I'm also going to be doing Stitch Mania. The end of the planning on that is going to happen. What it is, I don't know. And then Jolly July, because I love starting Christmas in July. I'm thinking ornaments. I'm thinking maybe some Tiger Lily exclusives. Did you stitch my trio of my Jolly trio? My Santa, Mrs. Claus, and my, who was it? Rudolph? No. Snowman. Spoiler, Rudolph is coming. Okay. Yeah, Jolly Trio. That was from Stitchmas, and from November, that was Tiger Lily exclusives, freebie charts. Hopefully you've stitched them, added them to your collections. If not, maybe you want to add that to your plans for 2023. But that's what I've got so far for 2023. And then of course, just working through my WIPS. I would love to get a big girl or 2 actually finished. None of them are anywhere near finishing, but if I give them some love, and we'll just see how it goes. So those are my 2023 plans. I plan as we go, really. I like to plan as we go. I do have a little bit of fun with the ornaments and then the March Madness. I'm super excited. I will have to get those up, and I hope you join me in doing the March and the voting and the Instagram. It's so much fun. Okay. Let's do a knitting update real quick, and then we'll go to the Tiger Lily shop update. And that will be the end of today's marathon of floss tubes. So I do want to show you, yes, it's my sweater. And I promise one day I'll have something new. But as a new knitter, sweaters can take a hot minute. As a new knitter and as someone who is also a multi-crafter, yes, excuse me while I put this on and talk at the same time. I don't get done the fastest, but do you see? First of all, I love that my sweaters are now long enough. I don't think I have monkey arms, but I do love a sweater that's actually, because I get cold. I'm a cold person, chameleon-like. So I do love a sweater that the actual cuff goes well below the wrist, because covering my palm or as much to the finger, I appreciate that. So I finished sleeve 1 and it took me a hot minute, because let's talk about knitting for a minute. I want to know, knitters unite. Tell me your secrets. Tell me your secrets. I have knitted, so on this side, you can see I've started ball of yarn. Knitting sleeve number 2 is on the needles, cast on, ready to go. And I'm still using my 16-inch. So I can go like knit, go round and round. But then when you start decreasing, okay? So obviously with the sleeve, this part of the sleeve is chunkier, wider than this part. Now maybe it doesn't have to be, because really I have a sweater that I love that has bigger sleeves. So maybe I'm going to solve my own problem and I can't make my stuff up. I can't make my own pattern in knitting quite yet. I'm not that adventurous. But so if I follow the pattern, right? So this part of the sleeve is all round and round and round, mindless, perfect stitch with the TV knitting. And then you get down, at some point you're decreased so much where it doesn't fit on the 16-inch anymore. And so you're supposed to either use the magic loop or double pointed needles. And I'm going to tell you that I probably did this section in magic loop. I did this section in double points. I did this section in magic loop, and I did this. I don't love either one of those options. Let's just be honest. I'm not loving either one. I got her done. I know, and I can already see a little, I made it, so it's okay. But I can see, you can see this. So I did the whole cuff with double points, and you can see, so this is where I would switch needles. I don't know what that's called. It's probably called, though that's where the row would repeat. But you can see right here, see the little wonky, whatever that's called, it's called something, but that's where I went from, needle 3 to needle 4. Every time it would just, the gauge, the tightness, the whatever. I'm new. It's my first sweater. I'm not mad at myself about it. I just want to know the secret. And the magic loop, I think, is worse. I don't know exactly where, but I didn't like that at all. So I haven't quite decided yet on, and I guess, can you get needles that are shorter so I can just keep going round and round? They have to make them, right? I know that's a whole nother set of needles, but maybe those are my only options. Anywho, she's close. I can go around, I'll get to the point where then I have to reduce. Once I come off this needle and have to do one of the options that I'm not in love with, it might stale for a minute, but I certainly do want to get this sweater done before sweater season's over. So that's my knitting update. Let's just move that on. And I do want to show you, this is a beautiful Baracco, 156 yards of 50/50 cashmere cotton. Now don't think I am extravagant. I'll just be honest with you. But this was on 40. This was in the 40% off clearance bin at my local yarn shop, which is the only reason that I even considered putting this in my cart, is because they were liquidating this color, and I was like, oh, I have green eyes. I could get on board. I have to do colors. Let's just be honest with you. When you have gray hair, silver twinkling hair, you cannot rock a gray sweater. It does nothing for you. So you have to have colors. And I love colors, so I'm not afraid of it anyway. But so I wanted to do colors. Now, so I ended up getting, I think, 7 balls. Thankfully, they had enough sweater quantity. The dye out was all the same, so I'm super excited. This is going to be a sweater. I'm waiting for, there's a V-neck sweater I'm watching from Knit Pearl Girl that I think gets dropped. The pattern gets dropped here this month. I have to wait to see if that's beginner friendly or if I'm going to stick with a Drea Renee, easy knits, easy sweater, kind of sweater. I don't know. We'll see. But I love this. I'm super excited. This is going to be my next sweater cast on. Yay. All right. So let me take off the sweater and then we'll come back and I'll give you a Tiger Lily shop update real quick. Last but not least is the Tiger Lily shop update. You have been waiting for it. Maybe you haven't, but I'm going to give it to you anyway if you're still here. So as always, I am doing a small, very small, haven't even started sewing them yet, but I will at least have a few, capsule collection for January 15th. These will feature, if you saw during sometime in the fall, I got a beautiful table linen box. I bought a bunch of stuff and these were beautiful. Look at the stitching. This two-tone pink vintage stitching table linen was a beautiful table linen. And when I saw these multi-pink shades, listen, pink is year round for me, but some people like pinks and Thanksgiving. No, some people like pinks and Valentine's or Galentine's or Friendlentines or however you want to do it. But I love it. So I've got a couple different assortments of fabrics that are coordinating beautifully with this vintage pink stitching. So that's going to be in the January for sure. There's a couple other options that might make the cut. They might not, but they will be on the website on January 15th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Handful. Check them out. Follow me along. But the other thing I did want to give you an update on that finally I can give you an update on is the Keeper Club. The Tiger Lily Keeper Club has been an adventure. So I gave you guys a little bit of an update sometime in December. I don't really know. It's a whirlwind. Everything is meshing together. But at some point I gave you an update and told you that the Keeper Club was coming. A little bit of the details were going to come out. I hadn't really given it to you because I actually recorded a separate video giving you all the details, which is now null and void because the subscription portion of the product doesn't work yet. Yes. So let me tell you how it's working. Right now, we're still working through the kinks and the issues and the things regarding a automatic subscription product. This is not an easy thing. Not a web developer. I've got a web developer, but it's not as easy as I think it should be. To be honest with you, it's just not. So what we have decided here for January 2023, and by we, I mean me and my developer who says it's not going to get working in time. And I want these things to stay on time. January 25th is when the box will ship out. Yay. So I have contacted all the first, there were a handful, more than a handful. There were about 15 to 20 people that got into this subscription club on the website on December 15th when it launched unsuccessfully, but that meant you want it for sure. I wanted to make sure you got it. So I have contacted all of you via email. Hopefully you've received my email. If not, check my spam folder. I think there's all but 3 have actually purchased it a subsequent way. So what does that mean? So this quarter only, the Keeper Club box will be a one-time box purchase. So what's that mean? That means you can go to my website, link down below, and grab yourself a box. The boxes are $150 and $15 US shipping or $35 Canada shipping. I am shipping to Canada. If you have a different international location, reach out to me. I'm happy to try to figure out how to get it to you, but I don't have a flat rate set up for any other countries but Canada because I've been reached out many times by Canada people. Anyway, so those are the options. So right now, there are 100 boxes for January. I'm just going to be very transparent and tell you guys the situation. There's 100 boxes for January. The end. Because I have sourced the project keepers. There's going to be an exclusive pattern project keeper only available in the club box. And there are 3 to 5. I could probably tell you the exact number. I think it's 5. Unique Stitchy goodies, notions, bits, bobs, fun that are in this box as well. And all of those are sourced from small businesses. So I'm super excited about that model. I'm very, it kind of is meshing my two brands together. It's not my two brands, but my two loves together. I love supporting small. As a small business, I love supporting small. Love me some Amazon, don't get me wrong, but I love supporting small and the makers that are small. So in my box will always only feature small business makers. Now, usually that's just a one-woman shop or a one-man shop. It could be a couple people shops, but it's certainly nowhere near buying from you know who and just getting 100 of them put in a box. That's not what this box is about. This box is about introducing you to hopefully small businesses within the Stitchy community and the goodness that they are providing. And so I'm going to tell you that I am kicking off January, like, these are some big shoes to fill, because the notions are the cat's pajamas. The cat's pajamas, just times 2. I'm so excited about it. And 2 of them are totally custom. Like, we collaborated together and went through iterations of the prototypes to come up with this custom product that is in this box. It is so good. Okay, so the moral of the story is you can go, I think it's about half sold out, because like I said, I reached out to the 20 people that had purchased it on when I launched the subscription box product, and I wanted to make sure that they got the January box, as well as there was a wait list that I collected emails during the month of December when the website was still all disheveled, and I collected those emails. And so I have emailed those people as well, giving them the opportunity to purchase the box prior to me telling it to you. But time is up. Now it's time to share. It's going out to everyone. I don't know exactly how many are left, but what is left is on the website right now. So link down below, it will take you to my website. On the front page of the website, right dead center, it'll say Keeper Club. Cute little hot pink logo, shocker. And you drill into there and it'll give you all the details, as well as there'll be 2 buttons down below. You can either buy the January 2023 club box, purchase, buy the club box. Now, if you do purchase the January 2023 club box, yay, thank you. You'll be purchasing it today, or whatever day you actually purchase it, you will hit your credit card. The boxes will ship out on January 25th. So do not expect immediate shipment. They're not ready yet. Getting closer. January 25th is when the 100 boxes will ship out. Now, if you do get the January box, you will be first to be notified when, hopefully, website gremlins allow, I can get the subscription box auto system product working on the website. So then the next box in April, I will notify the people that purchased the January box, hopefully sometime in February or March, early, and say, okay, the subscription product works. You ordered January. You have first right of refusal to join the club. Join the club in perpetuity. And so by buying the January box, you give yourself the opportunity to get into the club first. I don't know if those club boxes will fill the spots. I'm thinking that 100 is going to be my top limit, because every keeper is made with these 2 hands. The end. And so I'm just going to have to see how my production, sure wish I could teach Lily how to sew. She could take a machine to school and do some what? But no. So everything, the limit is me right now with the bottleneck and the project keepers, because everything is quality and I like it, and it's made by me. So right now the quantity is 100 keepers. And then I'm also still doing my monthly capsule collections on the 15th, usually featuring vintage stitching and then sometimes some fun fabrics and patchworks and things like that. But the club for January is live and ready for you to check out. It's just a one-time purchase. With the January one, you're not signing up for anything. If you don't want to, it's just your way of getting a keeper, hopefully with a little less stress of actually having to be here at 1 o'clock and do all the things and before they sell out super fast, because that's kind of how the collections last on the 15th. But that is it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do an unboxing video. So probably on January 25th. No, I don't want to do it on the 25th because they won't be there yet. So maybe I'll have to wait like a week later to make sure that everybody's gotten their boxes, because I don't want to be a spoiler. But I'll do an unboxing video and show you guys all the things, because like I said, I'm kind of geeking out on how fabulous all the products are. If I do say so myself, I'm having a lot of fun. So much fun with it. So that is the Keeper Club box. The subscription portion of it doesn't work yet, but hopefully sometime soon. Otherwise, we're just going to take it as it goes. January is ready to go. Click down below. As always, you can, if you have a question, if I like didn't make any daggone sense, don't worry. I've been told that before. Sometimes people say I talk a little fast. I mean, maybe. Anywho, that is what I've got. That is today. I have my WIPS, my things, my stitching, my all the things. Whew. Time to get started on my Friday to-do list. So friends, I hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have lots of stitching time, and I will see you next time. Happy stitching, friends.